May I proceed by congratulating the current president of the SADC Parliamentary Forum on his election to lead this body. Help me to just say congratulations, félicitations, merci beaucoup. May I now move to say, yes, after congratulating him, may I request all of you to join me doing something that is important for this day, to confirm and express my deepest gratitude to my own president, the President of Zimbabwe, Dr. Idi Mnangagwa, for allowing me and enabling me and supporting me to be president of PAP. I said, for allowing me. You can't become a president of PAP without going to Your Excellency and say, I seek permission. And he says, okay, go ahead. And then you go back and say, yeah, but there are some difficulties. And he said, don't worry, I will address them. And then he supports you 360 degrees. I got 360 degrees support. And I think you know what that means. This is my first opportunity to thank him before this forum for making it possible to be a president of the Pan-African Parliament. But after saying that, he then commandeered and allowed the Speaker, Advocate Mudenda, to go on the ground and campaign for me. And you all know our speakers in the region. Sometimes you would confuse him to be the candidate, yet I was the candidate. He really worked very hard, and I think it's an opportunity for us to say thank you very much. Fortunately, he spoke to listening speakers of the region, listening, good and kind speakers of the region, SADC. They then came together 100% and said, we are endorsing the Zimbabwe candidate, Chief Charumbira. And when I see all of you, I'm really proud of you for the support and speakers of the region. And on this note, it reminds me of an English inventor that you know very well, Isaac Newton, who said, if I've seen feather, it's because I've stood on the shoulders of giants. I'm president of PAP because I've stood on the shoulders of giants. From His Excellency the President to the Speaker to the President of the Senate, of course, Member Chinomona, who allowed me sometimes to leave business of the Senate to attend to the regional issues. I want to say thank you very much. These are my giants. I've just mentioned the list of giants. Good, you speakers from the region, you are my giants. The MPs from our region are my giants. Thank you very much. My speech will be very short, but I should report that the Pan-African Parliament, after some crisis and turmoil, mainly because I had left for elections in my country, the Parliament is back to full functionality. It's up and running. It's up and running. And let's work together. We are back to our normal business. We are all aware that this Parliament, in terms of the AU, it is there. Its mandate is to ensure the full participation of the African peoples in the economic development and integration of the continent. That's one of their mandates. If I were to list them, one thing that you will see is that what PAP does is what you also do as SADC Parliament. if I were to read through everything, you say, but that's exactly. The only difference is space. The space in which PAP operates and the space in which SADC operates. But basically our topics are the same, our chapters are the same. I won't read everything, but just to say in terms of Article 3.1 of the Constitutive Act of the African Union, she enjoins the PAP to promote democratic principles, institutions, popular participation, and good governance. And among others, peace and security, making people aware of the programs of the continent, integration. And then it also enjoined us. And I have to read this one because I want you to hear that we are supposed to work with you as parliaments, national or regional. We are supposed to, at the continental level, regional level, and national level, work with parliaments. And that's why I am here to promote the work that we are doing today. And we will support SADC in all respects. We are here to support you as the Continental Parliament. And I assure you, President of the Parliament, SADC, that we will support you and will also involve you in all relevant parliamentary activities of the Parliament. Now, SADC Parliamentary Forum is going through transformation into not a forum, but a parliament, fully-fledged parliament. And I stand here to say we are together on that road. We will support to ensure that you also become a fully-fledged parliament. Don't be discouraged that the pace is slow. Member states have a right sometimes to say, what of this, to ask questions, and allow them to ask questions. Allow them to be slow. In the case of Pan-African Parliament, which is under AU, you remember the OAU was formed in 1963. PAP only came into being in 2004. 41 years later, there was no parliament within the AU. And then the heads of state said, a parliament the AU without a parliament is an AU or AU of governments, and it's not of citizens. If it's of citizens, you have to include a parliament. And that's why 2004 PAP was launched to ensure that there is an arm that is in direct consultation of citizens. And you also have to travel that road. One of the best examples of a regional continental parliament is the EU Parliament. The European Parliament took 34 years on this road to become a parliament and legislative. So you are not yet there. PAP is only now, we have just 21 years old. I know by the time we get to 34, we'll also be legislative. And also have the hope that you also one day become legislative. Because the issue of becoming a parliament and becoming legislative cannot be escaped by the continent. It's unavoidable. It's a question of when. So don't lose hope. Keep working hard and get there. And then we enjoy the benefits. And together we collaborate, do these model laws, which you are working on. And PAP will be soon coming up with model laws on climate change, on gender equality, so management, drug control and abuse, citizenship and prevention of statelessness, labor migration. We're also working on those laws. And we celebrate what SADC has done, especially with regard to children. You've come up with very robust, very good model laws. So model law is the entry point to becoming legislative. Nations usually say, no, start with the model laws. Then we see how you behave before we can allow you to become a legislative organ. And then one of our major mandates is to ensure, which we also do, this issue of democracy. And so we do election observations like yourselves. Soon we are deploying in Malawi, which are having elections in September. Seychelles, we are deploying very soon. And But what I want to ask you to do is, when we observe elections and we come out, let's not then abandon that country until after 5 years. Parliaments now we are enjoined to be more active in the area of parliamentary diplomacy. Parliaments should now not sit passively and watch from outside the fence when there are conflicts in different countries. SADC should also be active, but we want to congratulate SADC. The SADC region has not been characterized by political insecurity and instability. So we are saying, please keep that stability. Look at ECOWAS, which was one of the leading blocs. They've had a few problems. Now they are coming back. But I want to say finally that, look, democracy, which we all are hoping for anywhere, I think the issue is, let's not only take voting as democracy. When people vote, you say there's democracy before they vote. No, it's about whether the leadership, whether the MPs are accountable to the people. It's about accountability, not just voting. And sometimes we get it wrong. And that's why we praise our president here. In one of his major statements, always, he says, leave no place behind. That is President Dr. Mnangagwa, His Excellency today. And that statement is very important for members of parliament in any country. That's a true democracy, not just voting and you abandon your people. But then it's when you don't leave them behind and you don't leave any place behind that we say there is democratic governance, which we are all promoting. Lastly, just reinforce that we are here as Pan-African Parliament to collaborate with SADC and all the other regional blocs, IALA, ECOWAS, CEMAC, and the rest, to work together to improve the continent, especially towards integration of the continent, especially this opportunity of the EFCTA, the African Continental Free Trade Area. Please, that is the opportunity for this continent. SADC move faster in embracing EFCTA. That's where the growth of economies of countries will come from. And only some 2-3 days ago, our president officially opened a landmark, a very important, we call it Trababra, but it's an exchange where several roads from South Africa, from Zambia, from Malawi, all joined together, and there's been serious congestion. That has been transformed now into several paths and routes, no more congestion. That promotes trade across the continent because we have trucks from trade. They pass through the DRC, Malawi, Zambia, you name it, all benefit. And this is promotion of the trade on the continent. PAP, we rotate positions at PAP, and after Southern Africa, it will move to North Africa, and we support that when the time comes legally, of course, not before the term ends legally. It has to end legally first, and then we give them, then they take it. I end by saying, Pan-African Parliament is yours, it's your brother, your sister, your everything, your reliable partner as SADC as we move ahead. Thank you very much.